Welcome back. The new series, The Good Lord Bird, tells a story from more than 150 years ago that is still relevant today.
Based on the novel of the same name, the show is least of all an unconventional retelling of abolitionist John Brown and his actions that contributed to the start of the Civil War.
Al's been raving about it all morning. It's so good. Brown, played by Ethan Hawke, tries to secure funding to help end slavery by going to his friend, Frederick Douglass, played by Daveed Diggs. Let's take a look and then we'll chat.
You want me to go to the Secret Six and ask them for money on your behalf with no details as to what it is for?
The Lord commands us to walk by faith, not by sight.
Yes, but what they have seen in Kansas has shaken their faith in you, John.
We freed slaves.
Yes, by murder.
It's like watching two geniuses work, isn't it? So good. Ethan and Daveed join us now. Good morning to you guys.
Good morning.
So good. Let me start with you, Ethan. I know this has been a passion project for you. You adapted the series from the novel, but I read that you didn't initially see yourself as playing John Brown. Is that true?
Well, I didn't know how old I was. I mean, I started acting when I was 13, so when I read a script, I imagine myself as the young person all the time. I flipped out over the book, and you know, I was sitting there kind of going, who could play this part? You know, Jeff Bridges would play it great. And my wife was like, you know, honey, I really think you could play that part. And I was like, me as old man John Brown? But I'm glad I did.
Yeah.
Boy, you threw yourself into it. And Daveed, I understand you actually turned down, in the past, offers to play Frederick Douglass. Why did you say yes to this one?
It's James McBride's take on Frederick Douglass. The whole brilliant thing about this story is having it be told through the eyes of this young boy, Onion, and it allows for you get to play a wide range of things, right? It allows someone like Frederick Douglass to also be comic, to be brilliant and ridiculous at the same time, and I think it's the only take I was interested in doing.
Now, Al described it as bonkers. Funny isn't usually a term you'd use to describe a series that leads up to the Civil War, but, I mean, that's exactly what it is. So do you think using humor to tell the story of this time kind of allows people to listen a little bit more and really absorb the history?
Well, I think so. I mean, you know, I think I've learned more about race in America from Richard Pryor and Red Fox and Chris Rock. You know, humor is a great tool to illustrate hypocrisy and to make people see things in a new way, because your body just laughs and you're not thinking intellectually. And it allows us to look at a very bleak and dark time with a lot of love if you can use levity and humor. And Daveed is right. You know, the genius magic trick of McBride is using this cross-dressing boy to tell the story, because we're immediately in kind of a ridiculous frame.
So Daveed, you just recently finished filming the second season of your other show, Snowpiercer. Now, you took a break during production because of the pandemic. How difficult was it getting back into a pretty intense character?
It was, I mean, the difficult part was remembering what we were doing. You know, it's been 6 months since we picked up in the middle. So but we've been doing it for a long time. The character's sort of in there. You put that wig on and that's it.
Get right back into it. And Ethan, you're also keeping yourself busy. You just finished a novel. When's that coming out?
Next year. You know, it's not like I just finished it, really. I've been working on it for a long time, and I've decided to let it go. You know, novels are never done, right? You just kind of abandon them.
Right, that's what they say. We can't wait to see it. Ethan, Daveed, you guys are such a delight. Thank you so much for talking with us this morning.
I think you'd agree that Ethan Hawke is a movie star. He's a well-known and well-respected actor who spent some 30 years in the spotlight. But as you look down his long list of credits, you don't find many of those big-budget blockbusters that make movie stars. In fact, the most commercially successful film Hawke has appeared in was the second one he ever made, Dead Poets Society. By his own design, Hawke has built a career on deep, challenging roles like the one in Boyhood that earned him an Oscar nomination 3 years ago. Ethan and I got together for a Sunday sit-down at one of his favorite neighborhood spots to discuss the latest film earning him award season praise. So this is your hood, generally
This is my
speaking.
hood. My kids go to school down here. This is generally where my dogs pee.
Oh, is that right?
They enjoy this spot over here.
Just put a historic landmark.
Yeah,
right
yeah,
there.
dogs,
Ethan
yeah,
Hawke
yeah.
Dogs beat here. Ethan Hawke is at home on these Brooklyn streets. The 48-year-old has lived in New York for nearly 3 decades, and right now the city is showing him some love back. Hawke's latest film, First Reformed, about a priest struggling with his faith, was honored with 3 nominations for the Gotham Awards, an early bellwether for the Oscars. Hawke is nominated for Best Actor.
Will God forgive us? The way that I felt when I read it is I didn't have the language to communicate my frustration that I was feeling about how difficult it is to be a grown-up when you are trying to be a good leader to your children, a good leader in your community, and you're seeing leadership that upsets you, and it's a grown-up dialogue about it.
What do you think the movie says about faith in America right now?
It takes the idea of thinking deeply about your spiritual life seriously. You know, my father's very religious, my mother's very religious. They're deep thinkers, and I felt drawn to this because I wanted to do a portrait of religious life that didn't make fun of it or didn't demonize it, but could really represent it.
Hawke was born in Texas. His parents divorced when he was young, and his mother relocated the family to New Jersey, where her son found acting in high school. His first movie credit came at just 14 years old, when he played opposite the late River Phoenix in The Explorers.
Makes sense to me.
Next came the role that changed his life, as a boarding school student in the 1989 classic Dead Poets Society.
Captain, my captain. I didn't realize at the time what a tattoo that movie was on my heart.
Sit down. What'd you learn from Robin Williams just watching him as a young actor?
He gave me the first taste of what acting could be, that when it goes really well, you disappear and you're in service of a larger story. I did this scene with Robin. He asked me to sound my barbaric yawp over the rooftops of the world. Yaw! Oh, good God, boy, yeah, like yaw! There it is. And it was an amazing experience because the deeper into that scene I got, by the time the day was over, I couldn't remember what had happened. And it was the first taste of how positive and how beautiful performance could be, which is it's part of a collective imagination. When something goes right like that, it has reverberations that last a long time.
Those reverberations have led to memorable roles, as a Gen X poster boy in Reality Bites,
Was there a frog in your throat, or are you just glad to see me?
a DNA cheater in the sci-fi thriller Gattaca,
They are going to find me.
and a narcotics officer alongside Denzel Washington in Training Day.
Jay Coyd, it's my first day in the unit. I'm from Valley Patrol.
It felt like this is a good cop picture. It's threading the needle of making mainstream entertainment that isn't insulting and is hopefully the kind of thing that you can see at 16 and love, and see at 26 and think about, oh, I didn't understand that level. See it at 46 and go, oh, I see what they're saying.
Hawke has 4 children, 2 with wife Ryan and 2 with his ex-wife Uma Thurman. His daughter Maya has joined the family business. She'll star in the upcoming 3rd season of the Netflix hit Stranger Things.
I have a 20-year-old daughter who's falling in love with acting. And one of the things about young people's idealism, it reminds you of your idealism. You know, and it makes me want to be the actor that she thinks I am.
Hawke's idealism was born in the theater. A decade ago, he was nominated for a Tony Award in The Coast of Utopia. And this winter, he'll star in the Sam Shepard play True West. The movie star rushes back home to the stage whenever he gets the chance.
It's because it's do or die. I mean, if you come up to me in the street and you say, I saw you on Training Day, I don't know if you saw it on the plane last night, you saw it on cable, you maybe saw it at Toronto Film Festival, I have no idea. Whatever it was, I wasn't there, right? And if you come up to me and say, I saw you in Coast of Utopia, immediately, I was actually there. And that's a different experience. You know, it often happens to me, hey, I was there the night that a cell phone rang and Martha Plimpton yelled at the person in the audience. Oh, right, I remember, that's the night the lights didn't work, right? Oh, yeah. And so it's a living thing, and it's beautiful because of that.
Hawke is known around Hollywood for not being terribly interested in Hollywood.
I wasn't ambitious for fame or for money. I was ambitious to make a substantive contribution to the arts.
That means he has turned down jobs a young actor would have to be crazy to walk away from.
Jack Nicholson's my favorite actor, right? And I got offered a movie to do with him, and I really wanted to do it. And I had to turn it down because I was 25. I'd sold a novel, right? But the editor of the novel was really challenging me to do a rewrite on it. And I knew that if I didn't do this rewrite and work at least as hard as I could, that I would be the dilettante that everybody accused me of being, and that I needed to just really have this experience. And so I turned down this Jack Nicholson movie.
Wow.
And out of nowhere, the phone rings. And it's Jack Nicholson. Right? He's like, hey, I hear you're not doing the movie. And I'm like, look, I said to Jack, I said, listen, I told him the situation. And I want to work with you, but if I don't do this, I'm going to fail myself. So I have a choice of either like failing you or failing myself. And what do you think I should do? And he said, sounds like you got a book to write.
So he got it.
He completely got it.
Hawke wrote that book, plus a few others, and he's continued since to take on projects that excite him artistically. But that doesn't mean he wouldn't listen to an offer for a good old-fashioned summer blockbuster.
And by the way, you're young enough and fit enough to still fit in the superhero outfit if you change your mind.
I could. You still
got that.
Because definitely
Still got it.
And also, there's fathers. Superheroes have dads.
Sure.
You know?
Absolutely.